Hello everyone, I hope you are doing well. Today we are going to talk about the unique strength of logotherapy. Dr. Viktor Frankl says that suffering without meaning is depression. There is a point of view held by many people across the world that mental health issues are predominantly a symptom of so much wealth. This may stem from the fact that academic psychology as well as other subjects dealing with psychological health are mostly led by universities and research institutes situated in the West. Here we think it would be best to give you a little confession. We are not based in the West, therefore our views are not solely based on this viewpoint. Though in the developing world or the global South, as it is sometimes referred, the barriers that mental health professionals face are just as stark, and the notion that mental health issues only affect people who are wealthy or have higher socioeconomic status is not true. In contrast, the stakes go up exponentially if you are based in an area where mental health is not accepted, and even more if you are socioeconomically marginalized, or if you are from a country or area where there is a lack of social security infrastructure. Think of going through a failed relationship. Research shows that it is one of the hardest time on a person's mental health, no matter where they are based. Now think of going through the same situation if you are based in a country where relationships without marriage are taboo and can result in violence, where you cannot even share your pain, much less process it. How would therapy work in such a situation? How would a therapist handle such a client? Take a look at various schools of thoughts of psychotherapy and try to find out if there is an answer to this problem. Would you tell such a client that they are suffering from faulty thought patterns, or give them some CBT-based homework? Or rather, would you lay them on the well-known couch and explore their relationship with their mother? This is not a disrespect against other schools of thoughts in psychology, but a sore point that we think is not highlighted enough in the study of mental health. There has been a trend, especially in academic circles, of focus on refining the methods, the techniques of helping people going through mental health problems, or explaining the causal links of their issues. And that is important, but in our humble view, a secondary aim of this endeavor. This is perhaps best signified by the view of Epictetus. He says that the first and most important field of philosophy is the application of principles such as do not lie. Next come the proofs, such as why we should not lie. The third field supports and articulates the proofs by asking, for example, how does this prove it? What exactly is a proof? What is logical inference? What is contradiction? What is truth and what is falsehood? Thus, the third field is necessary because of the second, and the second because of the first. The most important, though, the one that one should occupy most of our time, is the first. But we do just the opposite. We are preoccupied with the third field and give that all our attention, passing the first by altogether. The result is that we lie, but have no difficulty proving why we should not lie. Whether it is acknowledged or not, diagnosed or not, studied or not, mental health ailments like depression, anxiety, trauma are very real. This is where logotherapy does something that other schools have not been able to. Logotherapy does not stress an intense focus on the what of your suffering, like for instance, psychoanalysis does. Nor does it give itself a luxury of focusing on the how of suffering, like for instance, the cognitive behavioral perspective does. Instead, it sees psychopathology as symptom in the grander scheme of existence. Here we would like to pause and clarify something very important in case this is the first introduction of logotherapy. Unlike many schools of thoughts in psychology like psychoanalysis, cognitivism, behaviorism, etc., logotherapy does not take an antagonistic view of other schools and discourages its practitioners to do so. You may be surprised to know that Dr. Sigmund Freud helped Dr. Frankl publish his earlier papers and corresponded with him. In fact, we routinely use conceptualizations and techniques of other schools of thoughts in our therapeutic practice, and this is not unique to us because logotherapy is a paradigm of psychotherapy and supplements other schools of thoughts rather than antagonize them. If you would like for us to elaborate on such techniques, please let us know in the comments. Coming back to our original point, human suffering has been an integral part of the human experience. It does not seem to discriminate on your skin color, your beliefs, your gender, your status in society, or what kind of society you belong to. Anyone who has the slightest brush with literature, history, or even science would find this to be quite self-evident. Suffering in its various iterations has never been a stranger to us. This is where perhaps this unique insight of Dr. Frankl comes in, as logotherapy was forged against the ultimate darkness that human beings have been capable of. It was the stand against nihilism in concentration camps. Dr. Frankl was a therapist to people who were under stress that none of us can even imagine perhaps. To heal people regardless of their circumstances comes by focusing on the meaning of their life and within their lives. The human spirit, here used in the sense of German word Geist, is the most resilient part of you. As Dr. Frankl stresses, the human being has an innate dignity and strength of spirit under all circumstances. There is perhaps no other profession where Nietzsche's words are repeatedly tested and proven. He who has a why to live for can endure anyhow. Logotherapy is the therapy that focuses on helping you discover this why. Suffering would come. However, what is detrimental to the human resilience is the meaninglessness or nihilism that can make it lethal. Thank you so much for watching. We look forward to your feedback. And as always, we sincerely hope you have a meaningful day.